Good day, everyone. This is Tumelo Duke Rasawopia. I'm from the University of Pretoria's Institutional Transformation Office. Some of you may know us under the banner of #SpeakOutGP. Today, I have a guest from the Student Representative Council, Spesihle Makanya, who will be talking to us about diversity and inclusion within the student space. Welcome to Empowering Voices, Spesihle. Could you tell us about yourself, your role in the SRC, and what the SRC does for students?
All right. Thank you very much. As you've already said, my name is Spesihle Makanya. I go by the pronouns of he, him. I currently occupy the Office of Transformation and Student Success within the SRC. So the SRC is basically the Students' Representative Council. We basically echo the voices of the students in whichever platform that we find ourselves in. So we basically are the ones who champion the interest of our students at large.
Lovely. And what does diversity and inclusion look like from a student perspective?
All right, so diversity and inclusion from the student's perspective is basically speaking to leaving no student behind. I would like to use that phrase, which says leave no student behind. So what we basically mean by this is that the University of Pretoria is home to a very diverse group of students, diverse in the sense of, when we talk to sex, when we talk to socioeconomic status, race, and so forth, So when we speak to diversity, we're talking about the reflection on the culture and so forth of the students within the institution itself. And when we're talking about inclusion per se, we are saying that the space must be able to reflect the diversity that is within the student populace itself. That's basically a summary of what we look towards when we talk about diversity and inclusion.
I guess it's when you say leaving no one behind, it's making sure everyone has an opportunity to participate.
Definitely.
In driving whatever kind of transformation you desire as students.
Definitely.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. Tell me, in that perspective, in which areas of student life or the student experience would you say greater transformation would be needed at this point in time?
I would definitely say it is within the institutional culture of the university itself. It is no secret that the University of Pretoria is historically an Afrikaans university or institution. So we find that much of the culture and the traditions that are still very much practiced to this day originate from back then when you and I would have not even been imagined to set foot onto this institution. So we find that when these cultures are still perpetuated under the banner of traditions, they become not a true reflection of the diversity that is currently within the institution.
So I think that's interesting that you're able to highlight those themes and ideas, and those have come up in the institutional culture survey results that were released last year, and we would still need to do more work around that. But I'm curious around how the anti-discrimination policy has allowed the SRC and the likes of yourself to better advocate for students with regards to diversity and inclusion.
Yes. So the anti-discrimination policy, over and above just, setting a basic guideline or framework towards how people should conduct themselves within the SRC and within the student body at large, it has also been a document that is very useful in highlighting and shedding knowledge on some of the things, because, it's very much easy to overlook certain things per se, which are quite considered to be discrimination. And furthermore, since it is readily available to each and everybody within the student body at large, I feel as though it has been very informative. So it has been very informative, and it has been a driver to the change in action and behavior of students at large.
Would you say that it has created a more conducive environment to drive transformation within the university?
Definitely, definitely. It has been an instigator of topics. It has created platform whereby topics are able to be had and so forth. So I believe that it has created the environment to be more conducive and so forth.
Anything else that you would like to share from an SRC perspective before we bring our conversation to a close?
I guess we just want to reach out to the student body at large to let them know that the SRC is, of course, there to their service. So we are the Student Representative Council. They must feel free to reach out to us, and we will definitely try, by all means, to champion whatever interest they have, because that is what we are here to do.
And how could they contact you?
So we are available on social media. On Twitter and Instagram, it is UP_SRC. On Facebook, it's the University of Pretoria SRC. So they must feel free to just follow us, and that's where they'll find the different portfolio holders' contact details from email address to phone numbers and so forth.
Thank you very much, Spesihle, for joining us and sharing more from the student perspective on diversity and inclusion. If you're listening, I hope you enjoyed that conversation. If you are a student or know of a student who may need the services of the SRC, please do direct them to the relevant platforms where they can get the contact details. And please do follow up on other episodes that you may have missed. Looking forward to seeing you later on. Cheers.